I'm always up for some Star Wars action. Whether it's a movie, cartoon, book, comic, or video game, I usually jump on it right at release, if not soon after. Then I continue to return to it frequently over the years. EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2 lost its appeal to me upon finding out about all the shady stuff going on with it. I'm not one to boycott anything, so I did want to play the game, just not at full price. So I'm just now getting around to playing it because recently I bought it used and cheap. I've only played the story mode, so this is not a review of the multiplayer components, though there has been plenty of news coming out about that side of things. So we're looking at the single player experience here. For this review, I'll be looking at graphics, gameplay, sound, story, and then at the end I'll have some final thoughts. Now, whatever you feel about all the ways this game could have been better, you have to admit there's not much that could be improved when it comes to the looks. This is one of the best looking games I've ever played. The Frostbite engine makes things look photorealistic in real time. The textures, lighting, and details in the environments, especially the lush jungle stages, are better than any other game on the PS4. It truly is the perfect game to showcase the graphical prowess of the system. But as great as the graphics are, looks alone do not make a game. The game opens with you taking control of a droid to help Iden escape. And from there you enter the normal first or third person shooting missions. But throughout the campaign there are many different gameplay styles to keep things from being redundant. There's a lot of variety in the missions, and you'll control a droid, handle various blasters, a lightsaber, and pilot various vehicles and starfighters. The campaign really does seem like it's designed to give you a taste of everything Battlefront has to offer gameplay-wise. No matter what you're doing, the controls are tight, and everything you're doing feels satisfying. When you shoot fighters out of the sky, you almost feel the explosions, and when you shoot an officer, rebel, or stormtrooper with a blaster, you truly get a sense of the havoc you're causing. The only thing I wish had been executed a little better is the lightsaber combat. It's the only gameplay mechanic that needs to be retooled here. The sound is 100% on point in every facet of the game. The sabers, blasters, vehicle weapons, ambient sounds of the various environments, musical score, and even the voice actors are spot on. You feel like you're playing the movies. Even the beeps and boops of Iden's droid are perfect. This all serves to immerse you completely in the game world. Now, knowing how amazing the graphics, gameplay, and sound are makes it hurt even more when it comes to realizing the truth about the single-player story mode. The story is far from great, and while there are some amazing set pieces, it all feels disjointed. The story is short, with a twist you didn't want to see but probably knew was coming. It's nice to see a narrative that takes place alongside the main movie's storyline, but you only really get that in the opening stages of the game. The rest of the single-player campaign veers off into other things going on in the galaxy, and too much of it is filled with contrived circumstances that only serve to give you an opportunity to play as beloved characters from the movies that seem shoehorned in here to pad out the short story. To top it all off, the narrative doesn't come to a satisfying conclusion, it just stops. EA took some heat for the first Battlefront not being a fully fleshed out experience because it lacked a single player campaign. And Battlefront 2's campaign feels like it was thrown together just to be able to say it had the single player component. This game could have been and should have been so much more. Instead, it feels like a shell of what I would have expected. The original Battlefront 2, released in 2005, was a far superior single-player experience, and that's just sad. EA wasn't focused on the single-player experience. They were more concerned with how much money they could make with microtransactions. That blew up in their face as well. But that's a whole other video and topic that's been analyzed and talked to death. If you absolutely want to try out this latest Battlefront, get it as cheap as you can. It's definitely not worth the full price. If you couldn't care less about the single-player experience, there's plenty to enjoy if EA finds the right balance for their progression systems. Have you played the Battlefront 2 single-player campaign? What did you think? Comment below and let me know. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and we hope to bring more gaming your way very soon.